Hi, all, welcome back to my channel. As you can tell from the title, I'll be doing my review on the WWE Crown Jewel that just ended. I just finished watching it. It was a pretty good pay per view. I enjoyed it for the most part. Some things that were predictable, especially how matches would end, but there are also a couple of surprises. Um, and yeah, again, I enjoyed. Overall, I enjoyed it. Um, it is. I'll say this is it's definitely better than Fastlane, if I'm gonna be honest. But yeah, I'm not gonna drag this intro out for longer. So let's go ahead and get to the video. So the first match was on the pre-show: Sami Zayn versus JD McDonough. Um, I mean, it was a solid match. There was a few botches, including like almost a nasty landing by JD McDonough when Sammy had his feet up and JD McDonough was supposed to do like a flip, but he didn't. Or like rotate, and he didn't. And he almost had a nasty landing with the ropes. And then, along with when he was hitting McDonough's head on the top turnbuckle on the last one when he sold like crazy, his head didn't even touch the turnbuckle. So yeah, it was like a few like a couple few botches, but it was a solid match. It did what it needed to do, and Sammy came out with the win, which didn't surprise me. But yeah, but on the main show, the first match was the Seth freaking Rollins match against Drew McIntyre for the World Heavyweight Championship. This was a good match. It was a good match. I enjoyed it. The only thing that was kind of surprising was I'm surprised that Drew didn't like go after Seth's back as as much as I thought he would, because I thought he was gonna go more into going after Seth's back. I thought that was going to be more of a strategy. But nothing crazy happened in the match except for the back to back spots. The first spot of Seth Rollins getting hit with a spine buster on the edge of the steel steps. I was like, ooh, ouch. And then after that, get a sidewalk. Rollins got hit with a sidewalk slam to the apron. But yeah, Rollins ended up retaining the belt. It was kind of like a back and forth. Rollins hit McIntyre with a stomp, and then McIntyre kicked out, and then McIntyre hit Rollins with the Claymore. Then Rollins kicked out, and then McIntyre attempted on hitting the Claymore again, but he missed. And then Rollins hit him with the pedigree, and then hit him with the second stomp, and then got the 1, 2, 3, and that's how he retained. And then after the match, Senior Money in the Bank, Damian Priest came out and planned to cash it in, but then someone in a hoodie came out as out the cash in, attacked Priest, and also took the and it took the briefcase, and it was Sami Zayn. So yeah, and then that's how it kind of ended with like that match slash segment. And then the next match was the Fatal 5-Way match for the WWE Women's World Championship. Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax, Raquel Rodriguez, Shayna Baszler, and Zoe Stark. It was a fun match. I enjoyed the match. It was a fun match. And all of them looked good in my opinion. But I want to talk about looks. My favorite look, in my opinion, was Nia. Rhea was my second. I just loved how Nia looked, especially with her hair. I loved how her hair looked, and Nia's always been pretty. I loved Rhea's look. She, especially with the makeup, she was giving me very much Joker, but if Joker was more emo. Shayna Baszler, the look doesn't surprise me. She doesn't really go all out when it comes to her looks. And then Raquel, I like Raquel's look. I'll say it's my third favorite. It's given very much bull. And then also Zoe Stark. Zoe Stark was straight up given military, straight up given army. But yeah, again, overall, I enjoyed the match. It was fun, and then Rhea won the match after hitting a riptide on. Okay, here's how it ended. Shayna was down on the ground, and then and Rhea and Zoe was fighting on the second turnbuckle, and then as Rhea was setting Zoe up for the riptide off the turnbuckle, off the second turn, off the middle rope. Raquel was in the process of pinning Shayna, and as she was pinning Shayna, that's when Rhea hit Zoe with the riptide onto both Raquel and Shayna, and then she pinned Shayna, and that's how she retained the belt. So yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next match, which was Solo Sikoa versus John Cena. I mean, to be honest, it was a solid match. It did what it needed to do. It gave its purpose. Solo dominated a lot of the match, in my opinion. And then of course John Cena doing what he does what he does. Besides the 5 moves of doom, except that he never really hit the AA. Because every time he tried to, Solo always countered. But the match ended after Solo hit Cena with 11 Samoan spikes, and that's how he got the win. I was actually kind of shocked that they went ahead and had Solo win. Because, to be honest, especially with that promo of Cena saying that he hasn't won a match since 2018, well, single televised match. I thought they was going to have Cena win, but they have Solo won, and that was kind of the first surprise for me. I was like, oh, okay, and I liked it. It was a big win for Solo, and that shows how much of a push they're having for Solo. But yeah, and then before the next match, which was the Logan Paul Rey Mysterio match, it was a segment of Miss TV. I didn't really care for it. I mean, I don't think it's really necessary to have that on there, in my opinion. Like, it was cool to have like an actor that's very popular within the Middle East, but I didn't care for the segment, and I cared it even less when Grayson Waller came. I was like, okay. To be honest, like, even though I was still looking at it, I was on my phone. To be honest, I didn't care for it that much. So yeah, I'm not gonna waste too much time on that. So then after that segment, it was a Logan and Rey match for the United States Championship. It was a good match. But it was predictable. I knew Logan was gonna win. And I knew he was gonna win on some shenanigans, cause here's how the match ended. The someone from his crew snuck to the ring, or like ringside, to give Logan Paul brass knucks, just like how it happened with his match against Ricochet at SummerSlam. Ray, I forgot what move he did, but he did a move, or he moved out of the way, and I think Logan might have hit the post, and then the brass knucks flew out of his fingers. Then the guy tried to grab it so that he can give it to Logan, and then Santos Escobar came and stopped him, and he grabbed the brass knucks himself, and then he did not make he did not do the smartest move. He put the brass knucks onto the apron before he chased the dude into the crowd, and then Logan was in position for the 619, but he grabbed the brass knucks. He got hit with the 619, and then once Ray was going to do a springboard move, or in the process of doing it, Logan used the brass knucks and punched him, and then knocked him out. Got the 1-2-3, and then he won the championship. Yeah, surprise, surprise. Yeah, surprise, surprise. Logan Paul winning the United States Championship by beating Ray by cheating. It was too predictable for me. I already knew Logan was gonna win because he already beat Ray on his debut match at WrestleMania last year. And then to be honest, it's like it's like since then because it's like since they're not gonna have him be Roman and you would never face Gunther, that was probably the only way he's gonna win a championship was by beating Ray or having beat Ray. So it was too predictable, and even though it's a good match, I just didn't care for it because of how predictable it was. But yeah, anyway, the next match was Io Sky versus Bianca Belair for the WWE Women's Championship. It was a good match. I will say it's not better than the Backlash match. I feel like the Backlash match was better, but it was still a good match. It did get a little bit predictable at some point. With Bailey getting involved, but before that, Io had a good strategy of going after Bianca's injured knee, which was her right knee, and they were having a good match. But yeah, Bailey got constantly kept getting involved, and then Bianca eventually had enough, and she went after Bailey, and she looked like she was in control, and she probably was gonna win the championship. When all of a sudden, she got dragged back out of the ring, and then they didn't show the face too. But I saw the hair, and my first instinct was it was Dakota Kai, which I don't know why because her hair because Dakota's hair is mainly black now with a little bit of a pink highlight, but it's mainly black now. But Dakota does like to go crazy with her hair. So I thought it was Dakota, but then once it had an angle and I saw the face, it was Kairi Sane. I couldn't believe it. I was shocked. That was the biggest shock for me. Was the return of Kairi Sane, and then while the referee was distracted, she attacked Bianca, and then Bianca almost got counted out, but she made it back in the ring. But she rolled back in the ring, Io instantly hit her with the moonsault, and it got the 1, 2, 3, and then she got the win. She got the one with the help of not only Bailey but Kairi Sane. It's nice to see Kairi Sane back. I'm intrigued on what's gonna like happen with Kairi Sane, especially since like with her helping Io is gonna like different dynamics, like her and Bailey, especially since last time we saw Kairi, Bailey was bas- Bailey was basically just beating the hell out of her, and then also the dynamic between her and Asuka too, considering their history. So yeah, I'm excited. So yeah, I'm excited what's gonna happen. It probably will continue on with like war games since on Survivor Series they're still gonna continue with war games, but yeah. So let's go ahead and move on to the next match, which is Cody Rhodes versus Damian Priest. It was a pretty solid match. It was a pretty solid match. I had fun watching it, and at some point it started off fire. It started off hot like with Damian attacking Cody before the bell rang, and then once the bell rang, Cody instantly ran to Damian. There was no lockups. They instantly just started brawling and started throwing hands. It was pretty predictable. I knew Judgment Day was going to get involved. And then Jay came out to help Cody. And then Cody hit Damian with 3 back-to-back crossroads. He hit a total of 4 because he hit 1 earlier in the match, but then after Jay helped, like I guess shoo off the rest of the Judgment Day, Cody hit 3 back-to-back crossroads, and then that's how he won. And the main event, Roman Reigns versus LA Knight for the undisputed W Universal Championship. It's basically a typical Roman match, to be honest. It's your typical Roman Reigns match. It'd be a long match, and then at some point, in the last few minutes, you think that his opponent's gonna beat him, and what happens? The Bloodline gets involved. LA Knight hits Roman with his finisher, the BFT, pins him, and then what happens? Jay grabs Roman's foot and put it on the bottom rope. LA Knight got mad, beats both of them up, puts Jay through the announce table. And then Roman speared LA Knight through the barricade, which they did not set up that well. It was obvious. Especially since like you can already kind of see the part of the barricade started already kind of coming apart low key. So it's kind of obvious. Then he hit him with another spear, then got 1, 2, 3, and that's basically how it ended. And that's how the pay-per-view ended with Roman retaining the belt. Which, to be honest, I'm just over it. I'm over Roman. I'm just, to be honest, I'm just like I cannot wait for Roman to lose his belt. If I'm gonna be honest, because I'm tired of his reign. His reign is tired, and his reign is getting boring. I know it's been boring, and it's been stale in my opinion, because it's just like what Michael Cole said. It's the same old story of Roman, like of Roman Reigns surviving. It's the same old story. And to it is the same old story. It's the same old story, and it's the same old match. Like we would have like a long match that'd be like between like 30, damn near 40 minutes, and we'll go through this long match, only to have it end the same way with the bloodline getting involved and helping Roman retain the belt. It's like it's tired, it's overused. It's like being a dead horse. It's but yeah, yeah. If I had to rate it, I would give it 7 out of 10. Because to be honest, the only reason why it's a 7 out of 10 because I again didn't care for the Miz TV segment, and also it was there were times where it was like really predictable. So yeah, that's the end of my video. Comment down below on your thoughts of Crown Jewel. Did you enjoy it, and how would you rate it? Out of 10. And what was your favorite match of the show? Excuse me. But yeah, comment all that stuff down below. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Bye.